Manchester United 3, Ipswich Town 2. And what a game, guys. I'm absolutely buzzing. The game's just finished and I'm recording a review straight after the game. And I'm really, really happy that we got the 3 points, especially because the second half we had to play with 10 men. But overall, really chuffed with the 3 points. But in terms of the starting 11, if we speak about that for a little bit, it was basically the same one that I predicted. Of course, Onana, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Dalot, Ugarte, Bruno, and Dogu, and then Xerxes, Hoyland, and Garnacho was my actual starting lineup. But Ruben Amorim decided to start Lenny Yoro ahead of Mazraoui, and that was the only change from my lineup as well. But in terms of United, though, we started the game really poorly. Ipswich did grab the opening goal in the 4th minute. Inside 4 minutes, the visitors take the lead, and it's an absolute howler from Manchester United, unfortunately. Dogu and Onana get their lines mixed up, with the defender kicking the ball back past his goalkeeper, allowing Philogene to tap into an empty net. And it's a horror start for Ruben Amorim's men, unfortunately. They're really poor goal to give up, and it was really poor communication from Dogu and Onana. I think Onana is more at fault for the goal because he's basically come out of nowhere to try get a ball that's not his, and Dogu is in complete control of the situation. But Dogu passes it back to no one. Basically, Onana's too close to Dogu at that point, and I think Onana's trying to come and claim it. However, Dogu is in control of the situation, but he knocks it right past Onana, and Philogene basically runs onto it and taps it into an empty net. So that was really poor goal by United to actually give up. But we do grab the equaliser in the 22nd minute. Bruno Fernandes whips in a very dangerous free kick that Morsi turns into his own net with a bullet header. And if he had missed it, a United player would have likely have stuck it in. But of course, we don't care who scored it. We're just happy that we're back in the game at that point. It's 1-1, 22 minutes gone. And Man United do take the lead as well in the first half. In the 26th minute, it's Fernandes again who's causing trouble with his delivery. And this time it's from a corner. Dalot's shot is, the corner comes in. It's a little bit of pinball in the box. It comes out to Dalot, whose shot is turned away by Palmer, only to a falling De Ligt, who smashes the ball into the roof of the empty net to give his side the lead. And Man United are leading 2-1 at this point, and not much else happens in the first half that I can remember. It was fairly quiet up to that point, up until Dogu is sent off in the 43rd minute. Dogu is shown a straight red card for a lunge on Hutchison. It's a reckless challenge, and after a VAR check, the right decision was made. It's a nightmare for Dogu, unfortunately, but I have to say it was a bad tackle, and it probably was a red card in terms of the balance, in terms of the tackle, and I can't really complain, even though I'm a United fan, of course, and you don't want your players to be getting sent off, but it was a red card. It was a dangerous tackle, and I think Hutchison could have got hurt from that. Thankfully he didn't. He's okay, but it probably was the right decision, the right call. And Ruben Amorim, he decides to make a substitution straight away. He takes off Garnacho and he brings on Mazraoui to kind of shore up the defense, takes off an attacker and brings on another defender. We're still 5 at the back at that point, of course. And Ipswich, unfortunately, do equalise late on in injury time at the end of the first half. It's another disastrous goal conceded by United. Philogene cuts inside Dalot on the right and puts in a ball into the box that goes all the way past Onana. No defender moved towards it, and it's another bad moment for the goalkeeper, in my opinion. I think Onana needs to be doing a little bit better with that. But unfortunately for United, Ipswich do equalise, and we're going into half-time 2-2. So in terms of half-time stats, let's just take a quick look at that. So that's the starting lineup, of course, and the stats at half-time. Have a look at that. United with 7 shots, 5 on target, 61% possession. Ipswich, you got the 4 shots, 2 on target, 39% possession. In terms of pass accuracy, United did have more, but in terms of in terms of half time, have a look at the win probability as well. Ipswich are kind of edging it simply because United are down to 10 men. So in terms of the second half, though, early on in the second half, 47th minute, Maguire gives Man United the dream start to the second half with a brilliant header from another Bruno Fernandes corner. It was a very good delivery, but the header was even better. And Bruno Fernandes is causing so much trouble for this Ipswich side with his set piece delivery from his corners, from his free kicks, and of course he scored from a set piece as well against Everton. So Bruno Fernandes' output from dead ball situations is pretty good in the past couple of games, and I think he's really stepped up as well in the past couple of games for United. In terms of his output with regards to goals and assists, and with Ahmad being out, it's nice to see that Bruno Fernandes is also stepping up as well. Not that he wasn't when Ahmad was still playing, when he wasn't injured, but it's nice to see that Bruno Fernandes, he's got a lot of sticks from some fans, but I think he's been our best signing post to Alex Ferguson. So he really happy with his performance as well. United do make a substitution. Højlund does go off for Casemiro, and Casemiro has been brought on to kind of shore up that midfield, taking off another attacker and bringing on a midfielder. But Ipswich do get a chance in the 73rd minute. Ipswich play a short corner and they almost capitalise. Taylor, who fires wide of the post after Ipswich catch United napping and play a quick corner. United then do break in the 78th minute with Casemiro lofting a ball in Fernandes' direction on the left. The United captain drives forward with the ball, but Mazraoui, who's also running from right wing back position, can't meet his low cross. That could have been another goal, Mazraoui, if he had, just slightly a little bit more pace, if he'd just been a little bit more quicker, he could have got a shot off, and that could have been 4-2 at that point. But the United skipper has been the side's talisman yet again. Bruno Fernandes has been all over in terms of his performance tonight. Is really, really good in my opinion. Delap and Mazraoui both pick up yellow cards in the 85th minute after a little coming together. There was a little scrap. I think Delap actually kind of it has a little coming together with Ugarte, I think, and then Mazraoui's not having it. He comes in and he shoves Delap onto the ground, and then both players pick up yellow cards. And then finally, Man United make another substitution. Xerxes and Euro, do go off for Eriksson and Lindelof. And then that was it. United, really good in-game management by Eriksson, Bruno in the corner there. There were like 2 free kicks that United were given, and they were just wasting time in the corner, running the clock down because trying to secure the points. Really good in-game management by the players, it has to be said. Man of the match, in my opinion, was Bruno Fernandes again. He looked really good in that deeper role, and hopefully we can see more performances from him in that deeper role as well. So in terms of we should have a look at the player ratings like we usually do. Philogene got man of the match here on FootMob with his 2 goals. Philogene, he played really well in my opinion. He probably does deserve man of the match. But Man United thankfully do come away with all 3 points. So finally, let's just take a look at the player ratings. Onana's got a 6 here. I think he was at error for one of the goals. Made 1 save, 2 goals conceded, but I think he was at fault for the first goal. So in terms of his accurate long balls, only 3 out of 19. Accurate passes, 8 out of 25. So that's not great. I don't think he had a great game. Lenny, I think, is Mazraoui who's next. Sorry, that's the substitutes actually. Let's go this way. Delit, he's got a 8.8 rating. He did get the second goal for United. 95% accurate passes, so that's really good by him. Jules, he's won 3 out of 5, which is all right. Harry Maguire, he's won 8 out of 9 of his duels. Very impressed with Harry Maguire. He's got 8.3 rating here. He won the most duels of the match. Also scored from the header and got the winning goal as well. And yes, he did win the most duels as well. So that's a really good performance by Harry Maguire. Really been impressed by him lately. Lenny Yoro, he's got a 3.5 rating here. 95% accurate passes, 19 years of age, of course. He's a little bit raw right now. Diego Dallo, he completed the most dribbles of the match with 3, and then you go down to his duels. He's won 7 out of 13 of his duels. So I think he needs to be doing a little bit better there. He needs to be doing a little bit better going forward as well, in my opinion. Manuel Ugarte, I think he's been growing into the role since he arrived at Manchester United, it has to be said. I don't think he had the greatest start when he first came in, but he's definitely earned his stripes. The more he's played, the more minutes he's played, he's looking really, really good in my opinion. 14 out of 17 accurate passes. In terms of his duels, he's won 7 out of 13. Maybe he needs to be doing a little bit better with his duels, but he's got a 7.2 rating here on FootMob. Bruno Fernandes, 8.3. He's created the most chances off the match. And in my opinion, Bruno Fernandes was man of the match for Man United. But Philogene does pick it up for Ipswich with a 9.0 on FootMob. 77 accurate passes there. In terms of chance created, he's created four chances there. And he's got an assist as well. So he doesn't get the assist for the own goal, I think. But he does get the assist for I think the corner for Maguire. So he had a really, really good game as well. 5 out of 7 on Jules 1 here. And then let's move on to Dogu. Dogu, unfortunately, he's won 5 out of 8 Jules here, but he did get sent off, unfortunately. He's got a 4.7 rated. It says here he made an error that led to the goal, but in my opinion, I don't think it was Dogu's fault. I think Onana's come out of nowhere and just tried to claim a ball that's not his. So, it's 50-50 there, I suppose you can be said. And then Xerxes got 7.1 here. In terms, he had an okay game. I'm expecting a little bit more from my forwards, it has to be said. Touches 38, only 2 touches in the box though, which is not good enough in my opinion after he's played 89 minutes. And or even though, okay, the second half we were playing with 10 men, but in terms of Jules, he's won 5 out of 12 Jules there. I think he needs to be doing a little bit better, and didn't win a single aerial Jewel, so I think he needs to be doing better. But Højlund, he didn't win a single Jewel either. 0 out of 6 Jewels. This is really bad from him as well. Yes, he did have 5 out of 5 accurate passes, but I think he needs to be doing better in terms of his Jewels. Garnacho 6.6 here, and then 15 out of 18 accurate passes, and then Jules he's won 2 out of 4, which is all right. But in terms of the substitutes, let's just have a look at the substitutes. Mazraoui, he's got a 6.4. He looked tidy when he came on. He was all right. And then Jules, he's won 2 out of 4. And I think Casemiro, 1 Jewel 1. He looked tidy as well in terms of his ball possession. 83% accurate passes, so he was all right. Lindelof, not really much to say. He only played a minute. And then finally, Ericsson, not much to say, of course. He only played a minute as well. So overall, really happy with the 3 points. Really happy, with the performance, especially because we were down to 10 men for the second half because Dogu got sent off in the 43rd minute. But, at the end of the first half, if you would have said to me, would you have taken a point? I would definitely take a point because we're down to 10 men. And Ipswich are, even though they're in the relegation zone, we're down to 10 men. And Old Trafford hasn't been a fortress this season, nor for the past couple of years. So I would have definitely taken a point, in terms of at half time. Philogen Bidas, I think that's how you say his name. He's got a 9.0 rating here. He was player of the match on FootMob here. He's had the most tackles in the match as well and scored 2 goals. And I think he is decent. Maybe he could be getting a move in the summer to a Premier League side because I don't see Ipswich Town finishing in the division. You can see Ipswich Town right here with 17 points. I'm not sure if they're going to be staying up, to be honest with you. I think Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton were all the 3 sides that came up from the Championship, and it looks like Southampton are definitely relegated, and then Leicester City and Ipswich are probably going to be joining Southampton as well. But in terms of United though, we are up to 14th, the mighty heights of 14th with 33 points. We are approximately 7 more points away from Premier League safety, which we do want, of course, because we don't want to get relegated. I can't believe I'm saying that, in 2025, but it's mad stuff that's happening right now. Happy with the win. Hopefully we are up against Arsenal in our next fixture in the Premier League, so that's going to be a tough one. I don't see us getting anything from that. Arsenal are all the way up here, top second position behind Liverpool. I don't see us getting anything from the Arsenal game, so it's really important that we picked up 3 points against Ipswich, especially because we were at home. So that's it from me. In terms of our next fixture, of course, we aren't up against Arsenal. We are up against Fulham in the FA Cup. So that's going to be an interesting one. So we are up against Fulham in the FA Cup, and then we're up against Sociedad in the Europa League for the first leg, and then we're up against Arsenal in the Premier League. So that's on the 9th of March. So we've got a little bit of a delay since the next Premier League fixture, but we are up against Fulham in the FA Cup at the weekend. So hopefully we can progress into the FA Cup. The FA Cup and the Europa League are the only 2 kind of trophies that we, I think personally we need to be going all out for the FA Cup and the Europa League. Of course, we don't want to get relegated from the league, but because winning the Europa League would give us Champions League qualification, and that's what we really want, even though we're kind of in the mighty heights of 14th in the Premier League. But yeah, anyway, that's it from me. Very, very happy with the 3 points. Chuffed, absolutely buzzing with the 3 points because I didn't think we would win, especially because Patrick Dogu got sent off at the end of the first half. But yeah, very happy with the 3 points. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.